Here I am again. bigSHow, theGod. Feeling pretty good today. So I thought I would do a podcast on opinions and judgments. Because that's what I seem to do a lot. I seem to have a lot of opinions, which corresponds into judging people a lot. And I do it to myself. I judge myself a lot. So thought I would talk about that type of process and what tools I use to self-reflect and I guess share how I go about coming to these types of opinions. So how do I start this? My opinion is I can't not have one. You know, I'm always going to have an opinion. And I guess the opinions, depending on how they are presented, will have judgments, will become judgmental at some point. Even if you're using perspectives and opinions and seeing it from both ends of a debate or an argument or a discussion. Generally, you're getting to a this way versus this way. You know what I mean? So not everything's black and white, but there is definitely an opinion or a judgment that eventually gets you to having a particular opinion about something stronger than the other. So I try to use a lot more rationality to it. And I'm talking about stuff where you get a little bit more kind of on the fringes of topics, not kind of like there's oxygen in the air. I'm not debating that no more. It's not an opinion, you know, it just is, you know, so there's just is in a lot of areas. Opinions and judgments are getting more into the areas of, you know, these subjects like, I guess, sexism or racism or being treated fairly, and we can kind of look at how that framework looks, and then we start bringing in opinions and judgments about those couple of subjects just in there. They can be very kind of, depends what lens you're looking at it from and what perspective, and very valid, and then what to do about it, right? And what does that mean? You know, the news tells me something and I read it, listen to it, and then what do I do based on that information? You know, people starving in another country, what am I going to do about that? You know, probably not a lot right now. So I keep moving. But then sooner or later you get to this wheelhouse of stuff that your opinions and your do matter on stuff you do on a daily basis. And how opinions can shape your mindset. So part of that, I guess I'm using those words, is when you think like this and you can have an opinion or perspective, and then you can look at it from the other opinion and perspective on a particular subject, and you start looking at it from 3 or 4 different ways, that can take a lot of energy. And that can lead to, I guess, uncertainty, can lead to insecurities, I guess. And then it can actually lead to narrow-mindedness. You know, it can be, the opinion can be so built up over such a long time, even though it can be quite abstract, that it becomes a blind spot for me to be open to changing that opinion. And so I know over the last 3 or 4 years, self-awareness has helped me a lot to, I wouldn't say change my opinion, definitely review my opinions. And I guess an outcome of reviewing, when you truly review, you can start to go, yeah, there's another way of doing what your opinion may have been. So that's quite cool. But what is true about that, though, is being able to, I guess, be consistent with reviewing your opinions, or be consistent with reviewing what you think, how you think. Now, unless I get, so in my view is, the opinion is the story I have. It's a built-up story. If your opinion is built from history, facts, evidence over a long period of time, well, that's a story now. So your opinion is built and concluded from a story. And a story has a lot of experience in it, and it has emotions and feelings and all these sorts of things that added to that opinion. You know, whether it's an opinion about a sports team going to win tomorrow, 9 times out of 10, I'm going straight to, if I used to watch sports, that particular sport, for 3 or 4 months or years, 20 years, I'm going to have an opinion based on that 20 years really quickly, probably. And yet it could be totally wrong. Or it's probably right because That's the information, the knowledge I have. But I haven't seen the changes I haven't been involved in it for 3 or 4 years, so I haven't seen the changes, the subtle changes that's happened. But still, we'll have an opinion on who's going to win or lose, and most of it's from history. If you haven't been following it for the last 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, which is part of it. And see, that's only part, right? So even if you take that analogy, even if you haven't been watching a sport for 3, 4, 5 years, I'll have an opinion of someone really quickly, or a team, or a result, or how, why, where, based on historic, and maybe the one game I watched or one piece I looked at. And then so that's that scenario. Then you have the other scenario where you've been watching it intensively, picking up as much information as you can for 3 years. So 3 years you haven't watched any. So for 20 years before that you had. Stop watching it. Stop being involved with it quite a lot for 3 years. Over here, you've stayed watching it, stayed up to date with it. How much different is your opinion on the team or the person or the individual of whether you think they will win or lose? I would say a lot of the times it's not huge. It's not as huge as you think. It's probably within there. And you go, why? And a lot of that will be, we can use cognitive biases. My cognitive bias is still strong enough, even when I'm getting information really instantly, or really relatively new information, because we can just borrow up. You see it with aging athletes. You're always either if it's in your opinion that he's too old and he's not the person he was, you're starting to go, no, he's going to lose. And goes. Whereas if you've got the opinion where you go, no, he's just fucking great. He's still this, he's that, you stick with it, right? Until because you're connected to the history. And you can do that with a team. You know, the New York Yankees, the whole roster in 3 years has changed completely, from starting players to right down the mix. Yet, I'll still think the New York Yankees will win. Just don't know anything against, New York Yankees versus this team. Yeah, New York Yankees will win that. You haven't watched for 3 years. You haven't listened to it. You haven't thinked it. It's already there. Your bias has already started you there, right? Because that's the story you've got. That's your history. That's where your opinion sits, right? And for good reasons. You're probably right. You're probably going to win. But I guess the point of this is to go, how do I self-improve on this stuff? How do I look at these and how do I be skeptical about the way I think about something? And these are the blind spots I'm looking for. So one of the more recent things I've noticed with myself is an event can happen to me now or yesterday And that event will be in my mind non-stop until time has passed, or it actually doesn't matter what I've done. If my opinion is this, and this happens, which is against my opinion or what I thought, especially if it's happened to me, I can't shake it for days. And I can't change the event. I can't. So there's 3 or 4 things out of my control when the event has happened. What's an event? Here's an event. It's a bit of a story, but me and a friend make a deal that we're going to work out X amount of days a week, and we're going to be at a place. We're going to go to the gym at, say, 6 a.m. We're going to meet there to self-motivate both of us. We make a deal. We're going to be there every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, say 6 a.m. It's a true story. That's what I'm doing with someone. So I'm there. We're going to go to the gym, work out, whichever workout we do, just gets us to the gym, right? And so that's a deal we've made. And we shake hands and do all that sort of garbage. And I'm going to do it. And he says he's going to do it. Okay. Monday there. Good, starting, motivated. Wednesday. And the deal is we're going to do it from last month to December. So it's, 6, 8, 10 months sort of thing. 8 months. That's the plan. That's the agreement. That's the deal. And that's it. That's all that's in the deal. You be there, I be there. Cool. What we do in the gym ain't got nothing to do with anything. That's the deal. Cool. So anyway, I get up, go. And it ain't easy, but it's reasonable for me. But and this guy's an athlete, so he's pretty committed to it too. So anyway, we carry on going. And we go about a week and a half. And then the morning of having the deal, I'm on my way to the gym. He Facebooks me and says, "Oh, mate, I'm not going to be able to make it." This is before it starts. I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm tired. It's pretty much that type of reason, or I don't want to say excuse, but I guess it is what it is. Here I am with my opinion and my judgments. So that's the reason. That's what's presented to me at the time. I respond back, we had a deal. I'm still thinking about, I actually responded back, we had a deal, think about your decision. And that's kind of it. I did some other little bits and pieces amongst it, but that's your outcome, right? I carry on, I go to the gym, I work out. Part of me thought maybe he'd show up, but he never did. And then that was it. Now, I couldn't stop thinking about that for the next fucking 5 hours. You see? So that's an event. I know it was a deal we had. And whether I had broken the deal or he had broken it makes no difference. I know myself that it didn't consume me, but it's what I thought about for freaking ages. Well, here I am talking about the fucking thing now, right? So that's a bit of a lens I want to put on it, is that, my mindset is, this is what we're going to do. This is outside of it. Whether I've failed or he's failed, and here I am, opinion and judgment again. The energy I put in to when the event happened, it's almost like worrying about something. I can't do anything more about what he did. So I know all this, right? I know that it's out of my control. I know that I did what I said I would do in this case. Yet, here I am. I'm thinking about what more could I have done? What else could I do? Who should do what? What can I learn from this? All these types of mental processes keep happening, and it'll pop in my head another hour from now, right? And so part of this kind of sharing this here was to say, well, in my opinion, that's what's necessary to be able to challenge what you think, challenge your judgment, challenge the event. But then in a weird way, the amount that I think and process that and then stick it here and then try to look at it from another lens, and most of the lenses I'm trying to look at it from is my lens, and see if there's a gap. Because whether I like it or not, part of the reason I'm like this is because there is more I could have done. And then I look at it makes no difference, because what I did is what I did. But is there more that I could have done? Makes no difference. I did what I did. That's what I have to measure. That's what I have to look at. It's not what I could have done. It's not what I did. And then if I look at what I did, leading up to it, whatever, that's it. And it's only from here onwards is what I do. Right? So what I've been working hard at is that in the event, what I do is what I do. I can only reflect on what I did. If I reflect on what I could have, should have, would have done, that ain't possible, because it ain't in there. You know what I mean? Yet I can always pull in what I could have done. But you didn't. So why am I pulling that in? That's not part of the assessment. The assessment is, what did you do? So I guess to this event, we had a deal. This event broke the deal. When the deal was broken, what did I do? Well, I responded. I asked the question. Did I get a response? I didn't get a response. That's as far as it goes. That's the analysis on there. I don't need to go any further about what he thinks, what they thought, they think's happening process. It's done. That was done. Now, unfortunately, it's never as simple as that, because the self-awareness in that moment there, to understand that I reduced it all the way down to an event. I still went. I still did what I was going to do. This person didn't do what they said they were going to do. That's it. That's it. Now, from that, we're going to get into the whys, what we can do going forward, the planning, what was going through your mind, what emotions were you feeling, why did you make that decision? They're all whys and things, right? Now, I can't not mix those in at the same time. That gets mixed in straight away, right? Whether I want it to be or not, that's mixed into the mix. It's pulled in. I can even get someone else's opinion when I share the story, and that gets pulled in of what they think, right? About the same situation. Because even what I'm expressing here in this event, I can be on both sides of this. I can be the one that didn't come. I can be the one that broke the deal. I can be the one who upholded the deal. Both sides are valid. But it's what keeps me doing this, is going, I know that helps. That happens to me. And then am I looking to never have it happen again? It probably will happen again, one way or another. I might wake up and decide I'm too tired and not go. Right? Then which one is it? So yeah, so that's kind of a scenario that I'm battling at the moment. I'm battling it from a perspective of human nature has that in us already. And what's it going to take for me to value and consistently do something? And we talk about motivation. We talk about having your whys and having, 10 tools, your experiences, that mental attitude, that that discipline to carry on. In fact, the more I look at it, you need all of them. Unfortunately, all of them are required. And even with all of them, you can hack it. Doesn't matter how much planning. I can have a team of people over here motivating me to go, bringing me up, waking me up in the morning, getting me up. You could do all of that, right? Yeah, you'd have more success probably because that got you there, but you'd hack it. You'd fight against it. At some point, you're going to fight against that. You're going to go against someone waking you up tomorrow morning to go, right? It may help for a while, but eventually you probably scrap him too, right? So what do we do? So I think self-awareness says to me, we just understand. We understand it more. And we keep pulling the tools and keep with the tools and pulling the people around us and the concepts around us for our goals and for our progress and steps we want to make. It's such a mental thing that it's just practicing those tools all the time, every moment. How can I practice it now? Here I am doing some podcast. I said I'd make podcasts regularly, and regularly is a word, but I've been doing podcasts regularly every week. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 1. But I've been regularly doing it, and I've got to prepare, get the stuff thing. Am I as disciplined about it as I could be? No, I'm not. That's a fact. But the tools and those mindsets and the energy I put into it and the processes I go through were more than I was doing prior to having these plans and processes in place. I know that for a fact. I put it in the calendar. I've done 20 of these damn things, right? And I critique them and I look over them, and I've tried to improve them in whatever content I can from that lens. And that's the same for journaling daily. I have a journal here, which I do every day. Am I as disciplined and am I as regular and focused and locked in to making sure it happens every single day? No, I'm not. But I can go into my journal because remember, I value it. I know it works. It helps. And here I am at 200 and something entries. It's practically every day, right? And I know that in itself is a lot more than I was doing as a discipline. Going to the gym, I go pretty much every day, but I plan a rest day amongst somewhere in there. Now, if I'd planned it and processed it and I happen to value it, I happen to like it, so even when I like it and I want to go there, I don't go. What about the stuff you don't like and you're going to go? So I get it. I get it a lot. But that's practice. I'm here now. I'm at this level with that. I'm at this level with those things. I'm in relationships with the people around me. I've developed that to certain levels. Am I perfect all the time with those things? Or disciplined to say, spend some time with the wife or spend some time with my children? No. But discipline as a tool is probably one of the best ones, if I'm honest. It has been for me. And so that combined with my opinions. So I have these opinions, have this stuff. Then I have the self-awareness of what's going on at the time and the choices I can make and who I have control of and being honest and doing all these things. And then you build in discipline. So it's like fitness. You're only disciplined up to now. Discipline is continuous. unfortunately, it's like a time. It doesn't stop. Discipline doesn't have an off button. It doesn't end. Yet it's the greatest thing. It's the greatest way of framing something from a simple, what seems as a simple task, can over time be a huge benefit, be a huge change. It can be life-changing, put you on a path to all sorts of things, just from a word called discipline. It can unravel your biases. You'll need all the other bits. You'll need to review. You'll need to be consistent. You'll need to be accountable. You'll need to be responsible to be able to be disciplined. Even if you are responsible, you can still fail at discipline. Even if you take ownership for something, you can still fail with discipline, right? So that the discipline as a word is fucking brilliant. You add discipline to anything, and all of a sudden, that same event or that same goal or structure or process or anything takes on a life just from the word discipline. Because discipline has no depth, has no bottom or top. It's just right here every time. The choice to have this water or not. The discipline to have it or not have it. Now, okay, I had some water. Yep, discipline. No, I want to have 3 cups a day, 10 cups a day, or whatever the hell you've planned and decided to do, say. So I had to let's say I've got to add more water to myself. That's a discipline, isn't it? I'm going to have to be disciplined about this. Add some more water to my day. Why? Because I think this will adjust and add more hydration to my day. Okay. Well, it's disciplined to achieve that, to continue to achieve it. Okay. Tick. Now there's that. Now I'm disciplined. No. Well, okay. You just did that bit now. You're going to have some more water when? It doesn't stop, right? It's only over the course of a timeline. Did I have 10 cups a day for 10 days? Yes or no? That's what discipline means. And even for the 10 days, you had it for 10 days. Well, we're on to the 11th day now. Did you have it today? You know what I mean? So you can almost just build everything around a discipline, and you can make it huger, bigger, smaller, and you can bring in emotion as soon as you want, from I didn't have the water to I did have the water, when you shine the lens on it. As soon as you shine a moment on it, I didn't go to the gym this morning. You try to block it out and avoid it and go, fuck, I'll go to tomorrow. Fair enough. What was happening at the moment that you chose not to go? What was happening at the moment when you chose not to drink the water? It was right here. It's here the whole time. Didn't mean I drank it. In fact, instead, I stood up and went over there and had something else. Discipline seems to sort out all that. Yet it's only going to take my mind, an opinion, or a lack of focus, or a change in my opinion to start to fester, to build up, or to start to increase in my mental thing to not have the water later on. I can say I forgot. So that's one way of saying I forgot. Let's go to another one where you go, I don't want to eat fatty food. Let's simplify. I don't want to eat biscuits anymore. I think biscuits are a problem for me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you got the, I want to drink water more, and then you got, I don't want to have biscuits at all. Just one food, biscuit. Okay. Well, discipline's a real cool one for that, right? And how long is that going to go for? Well, let's just go forever. Well, okay, then. Let's go for today. Today. All right, done. Drink some water. Yep. Did that. Keep doing this over here. No. See an advert about a biscuit. That looks nice. Oh, don't have a biscuit. Carry on. You know, busy doing something else. Oh, have some water. Have some more water. Keep mucking around with that. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit hungry. Ooh. What time is it? Oh, shucks. It's 2 o'clock. Haven't eaten. Oh, there's some biscuits in the cupboard. There is. There's also fucking apples, oranges, fucking vegetables, fucking 10 other freaking things in there too. Got it? You know what I mean? And what tools am I using to not have the thing? You say, oh, throw all the biscuits out. Get rid of them. Okay. Hop in my car and I'll drive to work. I go past places that have them. All the way from here to work. Oh no, stay home. Don't go anywhere. You know. Yep. That's a solution. That's going to solve the problem. No, it's not. They're everywhere. You know, you can get something. You can hack something. It can be as simple. The wife can just walk in and go, hey, you want a biscuit? You know. So discipline's it, right? The discipline. I know people start wanting to bring in words like sacrifice and commitment and all these sorts of things. I don't know. It seems odd. It seems odd to use a word like sacrifice. Really? It's a sacrifice? It's a fucking biscuit. You know, for this particular subject. Most subjects, you're not sacrificing anything. You're actually fucking doing the opposite. If you're choosing to do it, how can it be a sacrifice? I'm sacrificing eating a biscuit. Because I like it. I'm sacrificing something if I like something. It's a fucking dumb idea. It's not supporting my goals and my things. Why would it be a sacrifice if it's not supporting my goals? I'm the one who's planned the goal. I'm the one who's wanting to make this fucking change based on what I'm seeing, you know, everyone else being able to do or others be able to do or what I'm trying to achieve. Why would I use words like sacrifice? Seems ridiculous to use the word sacrifice like I'll sacrifice my arm. What the fuck? Where did we get the word sacrifice from? You know, sacrifice and fucking not eating something stupid. It's an opportunity. It's fucking awesome. It's fulfilling. It's not a fucking sacrifice. It was hard. Yeah. Well, that's hard. Doesn't mean it's a sacrifice. It's just fucking hard. Right. So, yeah. So I do know with my self-awareness and the way I've framed these couple of scenarios that I live, that knowing that I can't not feel or not have opinions or make judgments on things, but realizing I can change them and I can, I guess, empathize with, it's like my mate, the choice and the process he went through and what he's done in the event, even though it affected me and it affected him, that in itself is an opportunity. If we do learn from it, only if we learn from it. And unfortunately, the only evidence you have when someone's learned from it is if you do something different. And our discipline is required to do something different. All the talk in the world, all the plans, all the ideas, all the wants, unfortunately, all come back to the discipline of the event at the moment of time. The decision I'm going to make right now. I'm going to drink some water right now. I'm not having a biscuit right now. I'm thinking of having one. I'm walking to the fridge cupboard to get one, and then I don't. I'm lying in bed. My alarm goes off. That's helping me to go to the gym to get me to wake up, and I turn it off. The decision I made to turn it off. That's the one. That's the piece. And it takes discipline. It takes fucking self-awareness. It takes your whys. It takes your, why am I doing this for my family? To be bigger, better, stronger. To be, because someone's waiting for me. To be trustworthy. To be honorable. Whatever fucking word you want to put in there. All comes down to the ability right at that moment, regardless of all the stuff that you're pulling in, that makes you do the opposite of what you planned. It's all waiting to do the opposite. And that's from, well, if you want to get real thing on it, that's just evolutionary. Energy, if you look at energy, the body wants you to fucking do fuck all. It makes sense, right? And you're asking it to do more. You're asking it to do something. It wants to save the energy because the less energy we use, the longer you'll survive, probably. So why are you fucking wasting energy on that? You're better off wasting your energy going and getting more energy, like food, water, whatever. If you're expending energy to go get that, that makes sense. If you're almost dying, what you'll need is some more energy. And if it takes energy to get energy, it has to be at a deficit. So right now, I don't want you fucking around with more the energy because you're going to need that energy to go catch that fucking something to eat, right? It's what it comes back to. The brain and the physics of a human aren't sitting here realizing you've got enough fucking fucking energy on yourself to burn for the next 6 months. Processes aren't working like that. It's evolved from energy in, energy out. Energy in. Lots of energy in. Process it. Store it. It's a great system. Store it. That part of you is continuing on the whole time. The using of the energy, you've got to have a reason. What's the reason to go back? What? Just to jump over here and run over here for fun? For enjoyment? Fuck off. Keep that energy and thing, build some more. Right? That's what we're asking ourselves to do on a discipline, and a lot of our a lot of our goals seem to be rotated against the human, for these particular ones anyway. And it comes back to mental energy as well. You're fucking using the brain a lot. Hold on, just rest the brain. Only reason the brain needs to be used to get more food. It doesn't need to be able to work out calculus and work out complex problems. And why'd you waste energy on that for? Just get your meal, eat it. We've got energy. Those are the two functions we need. How do we keep staying alive and getting more energy? See ya.